Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and it is Monday. I am on my lunch break. I'm actually at the end of my lunch break. I'm in a drive-through right now to see what I can get that tries to still stay on plan. I just don't have time to go home and make anything before I have to be back in the office. I was running errands for work. I did manage to get some chicken laid out before I had to leave, and I took care of the baby chicks, and that's all I managed to do at the house on my lunch break. I had to go to the post office to get some stuff mailed certified, and that took way too long. I planned on 4 stops today, 5 counting food. I've managed to do 2 of those so far. I went to the post office and the bread store. I needed to go to Tractor Supply, and I needed to go to Dollar Tree. But those are not going to fit into the plan today. So now I am grabbing some lunch and heading back to the office before my lunch break is over. It's a hectic, busy day, and I know that tonight after dinner I need to can peaches. So my parents stopped at a fruit stand and picked them up for me, but they're already starting to go bad. Okay, so I just had to order. I'm getting the Power Chicken Bowl from Taco Bell. So I can't see everything that's in it, but it seemed like the healthiest thing on the menu. So I'm gonna get that, and then when I get back to the office, see all what is in it. So when I get off work today, I'm gonna get dinner going, and then I have, I think, 2 more loads of laundry to wash and dry and put away. The house is clean. The only thing I need to do is vacuum our bedroom. I didn't get a chance to do that this weekend, but on the whole, I got the whole house done this weekend. Actually, I have to look up and see what zones are this week. I honestly don't remember. I just need to take a look at my day planner and see what my zones are. But I am starting the week with a clean house, and I'd say 85% of the laundry done. So that is done. I did manage to get a lot of my running around done. I didn't make it back over to the fruit stand. I may get there this week, I may not. We'll just see. I have plenty of fruit and vegetables. Stuff is coming in from the garden, and I have lots of stuff in the freezer if I can't do it fresh. So I have my meal plan for the week. It's going to be lots of crock pot meals, just because I have a really busy week. So I have numerous crock pot meals, and I'll show you my menu in a minute. But I'm going to just try and get back on plan and really staying on plan. I have been doing great Monday through Friday. Like my breakfast, lunch, dinners, I am staying on plan. But the last couple of weeks, we had Father's Day yesterday. Chris and I had a date day on Saturday, and then last weekend I did that Frugal Family Food video, and the neighbors had brought over the sopapilla. If I don't buy it and it's not in the house, I do well. If it's in the house and it's in front of my face, I don't do so hot. So I have gained back 3 pounds that I had lost. Hey guys, well, I am back in the office. I just unwrapped this Power Bowl thing from Taco Bell. It looks like it's grilled chicken with lettuce, tomato, cheese, black beans, sour cream. So it doesn't look too bad. So this is what I'm going to have for lunch with some unsweet tea. I'm trying to brainstorm of what I need to do for the week, because I did not get this done over the weekend. And I'm working my way down my checklist of what I need to buy, what I need to do. And this week, in addition to my zone, which I've looked and I am zone 3, which is the front bathroom, which is Jaden's bathroom, and then I do the office, which it has a bathroom also. So the office desperately needs it. I did not get the fridge cleaned out the way I wanted in the office last week, so that is definitely on the list this week. That'll be on Thursday, and then I'll just do a general cleanup of the office, the bathroom, wipe everything down. So that's on the zone for this week, so that's no problem. I'll definitely get that knocked out. Trying to remember all the things I need from Dollar Tree, because I know I need to go there, and I also have to go to the feed store. I need to write that down on my list of things. So I need chicken feed, definitely. So that is that. And then in addition to my zones and my regular work week, these are things that desperately need to be done. I need to clean out the coop. It has been a couple weeks since I've cleaned the coop. For a while there, I was doing it every weekend, every other weekend. If I do it at least once a month, I'm good, especially in the summer. The heat just kind of evaporates everything in there, so it's very, very dry. But that ammonia, I don't like to have that in the wood chips on the chickens. Their breathing is too delicate, so I need to get that done. I need to finish mow and weed eat the garden again, because it's been raining every single day and I've still not gotten the weed barrier down, so I need to do that. I have the broody hen again. She's gone broody again, so it is too hot for her to stay in the coop, and she insists on doing that. So I'm going to move her out to a dog carrier, a very open dog carrier, and try and break her of being broody and get her moved out, and I'm going to do that tonight, hopefully. I need to, let's see, I need to clean and organize all above the chicken pen. That really needs to get done because I want to get the wood shavings moved back up on top of the roof. I need to, Chris and I need to finish the roof for the run. It's rained every single afternoon that we've had time to work on it, so that is on the schedule for this week. I need to drop the donations off. They're still in a pile on my porch. I need to get those in the trunk of my car or send Jaden to go do that. I still need to make detergent. I still have plenty of detergent, but a couple of my bins are empty and I want to get that done. I've already done my meal plan for the week, and I will flip to that in a minute. I need to look up some more recipes for some Trim Healthy Mama recipes, and I need to look up recipes for the peaches to see if there are any low sugar peach jam recipes out there that are tried and true. And then I'll can some peaches. I need to check vacation schedules and availability. I think we are going to go to Scallop this year, possibly. So I need to see what's going on with that. And we have 2 other short trips, one in October and one in November. So I need to get those dates marked out on the calendar. I need to pick up birthday gifts for my dad and Chris's mom. That's in the month of June. Let's see, I've already went to the post office today on my lunch, and I need to finish freezing some other ribs that we had, and I need to start going through all the peaches. Jaden has a dentist appointment today, and then he is closing. I have Trevelyan's schedule. This is her last week of summer classes for college, and this is where I spilled that water bottle, and all of my pages just were a blur. So I have to figure out what I'm missing and put it back on here. My meal plan for the week is, and I started on next week's too because I saw some really great recipes when I was looking on Pinterest. So I'm going to do, and this is not necessarily on the day, I know it's written on calendar form, but it just depends on what I have time for. So sour cream and onion chicken with a salad, Italian Parmesan garlic chicken with cauliflower rice, and then I'm sure I'll do some fresh vegetables with that. Pumpkin sausage soup with deviled eggs and zucchini tots. I want to do a beef roast in the crock pot with some baked sweet potatoes, and then we'll do one night of leftovers. And then I saw this really cool recipe for crock pot chicken and gravy with some dream-filled pasta and salad. So that is on the schedule. And then I want to do some regular, like spaghetti, but make it with spaghetti squash with a large Italian salad. I want to do a marsala wine and mushroom chicken in the crock pot, and then I'll probably serve that with sweet potatoes or maybe creamed cauliflower, I'm not sure. And then there's another low-carb Parmesan chicken recipe that is super easy. So I've gotten a jump start on next week's meals. I know I have everything in the fridge or freezer for this. And go through and mark off all the ones here that I know I've definitely done. And so I don't have these meals that can move here. I'll look and see if there's anything I didn't use, and then I can move it over to here. So that's where I'm at now. I just am going to brainstorm a little bit more and eat my lunch. It is 2 o'clock. And I'm going to give myself about 20 minutes to eat and work on this, and then I have got to get back to work. It is a busy, busy Monday. Hey guys, it is a little after 3 in the afternoon. I think it's about 3:30, and I just stepped out of the office for a couple of minutes just to run in real quick and get dinner started because I did not have a chance to do this earlier. What the recipe is, it says half a cup of sour cream, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, 1 packet of onion soup mix, and 1.5 cups of water. Now the chicken I had is still pretty frozen, so I reduced the water by a half a cup. I only put about a cup of water in here. And I also did not have cream of mushroom. I had some Fit and Active cream of chicken. So I have that, and then I just chopped up a bunch of fresh mushrooms in here and just mixed everything together. And I am just gonna put this mixture all over the chicken in the crock pot, put the lid on, and let it cook until this evening. Okay guys, this does not look like the most appetizing thing in the crock pot, but I'm sure it will be super tasty whenever it comes out. So I'm going to put the lid on, let it go. This took me less than 10 minutes to grab all the ingredients and chop everything up and put it in here. So I'm going to get this going, and I'm going to head back to the office. Okay, it is Monday evening. I think it's about 7. I left the office about 6:30, so I'm thinking at least half hour has gone by. And I am cleaning out the coops, and I was relocating my broody hen. She got all frantic when I reached in for her and jumped out of the nesting boxes because I opened the nesting boxes from the side and went nuts. So of course one of the dogs chased her all up in here, which is just tons of cut pecan and oak and stuff like that for the smoker and for fires and everything, and it's all overgrown. So she decided that's where she had to go. So I put the dogs up so they wouldn't chase and went in after her, and she decided that suddenly she could fly. So she went back up over the fence, and I don't know, she's in here somewhere. She was making a big old mess. Running around. She still keeps coming up in the coop and is very unhappy that I have everything open. It's about to rain again. It's been thundering since I came out here, but I knew I needed to get this done, so I am working on it. If she comes in after I shut this up, I think she's right there. Yep, she's right there just waiting for me to shut the coop door. So I have her little temporary house set up so I can put her in it if she comes back in here, because I'm not going to chase her around because it gets the rooster all riled up. But if she comes back in here again before I leave out here tonight, then I will catch her and put her in her new house, because she's creeping up here now. So I'm probably going to stop doing this and go finish taking care of the baby chicks to let her get settled into another one of the nest boxes, so I can grab her and go move her into an open wire mesh dog kennel up under the coop. Okay, so I finally caught her, and she is in a dog kennel. My rooster is very unhappy, needless to say, because when one of them starts squawking and pitching a fit, he goes nuts. So I didn't want him to go after one of the dogs or anything. So far he's not, but there's always a first time. So she's up here, she's under the cover so she will not get rained on, and not so high that there's a heat pocket. There should be a decent breeze that goes through here. She has food and water, but she should be just uncomfortable enough from what I've read. Give them a hard bottom, no bedding. They need to cool their body core so that they will break the broody. So hopefully she will, in a couple of days, be ready to join the flock and not be back in the nesting boxes, because I am not going to hatch any more eggs. And it was 94 today, you see Muggsy. He just climbed into the chicken's fresh water that I just finished changing. Because it's really, really hot out here. It's like 94 with 100% humidity, and it's nearly 7 o'clock at night. It might be down to like 91 or 92, but it was 94 earlier, and it's miserable. So too hot to be in a coop with a metal roof, and it just radiates. So I picked up an umbrella for the coop. That's for another video. Chris is going to help me install it. I got a big patio umbrella to go above the coop to help shade it. And then we still have to finish extending the coop out here. It is just an absolute mess out here right now. So I just filled up their water. I need to get it back in here and do just a tiny bit more of cleanup before I go in and finish dinner, because I'm hot and sweaty and tired and I have a pissed off chicken. So I am going to go ahead and finish cleaning up, close all the nest boxes up, and get in the house. Okay guys, this is tonight's dinner. This is just some leftover vegetable medley I had made on Friday night to go with the pork steaks. Squash, zucchini, peppers, onions, garlic, that kind of thing. A lot of that's from the garden. I did a cauliflower rice with garlic and butter, with the mushroom chicken over the top, and just a couple of pieces of watermelon. I am still really, really hot. It's almost 8:30. I'm gonna go eat dinner, and then I have to start on the peaches tonight, because I can see a bunch of them are already starting to go bad. I've only got these last night, so I have got to start cutting and peeling and canning tonight. Not exactly what I wanted to start tonight, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go eat dinner and then get started on the peaches. So Frugal Family Food is doing a low spend month, and the thing this week was your local farmer or farm stands, or you pick. So I am doing peaches. They were not you pick, they were picked up at a farm stand right at the Florida-Georgia line. So I am working on these. Unfortunately, my parents had them in their truck for, gosh, not even a day and a half. They actually were only in the truck for a few hours, but they had them at their house until the next day where I could go get them. And probably so far, this is what I've pulled from a bushel that are all bad and rotten, and a bunch of them are already going bad. So I'm doing what I can. I've got my pots going on the stove, and I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys quartered up, and I'm gonna do peach jam with some, and the rest I'm just gonna can. Okay guys, it is 1:05 a.m. This canner is coming down. My timer just went off, but I'm just water bath, but I'm just gonna let it cool off a little bit. And this one is just starting 5 minutes ago. So I am gonna go get a shower, and by the time I get a shower and throw a load of laundry in and finish cleaning up the kitchen, then both of the canners will be done, and I can pull everything out and set it over here on my island and go to bed. So my goal is to be in bed by about 1:30, 1:40, something like that, because tomorrow morning is gonna come early. Okay, so this is about a bushel of peaches put up in a very, very, very light syrup, and I'm going to do peach pit jam tomorrow night, and I'm gonna try and do that sugar-free. So I'm going to have to experiment with it a little bit. I've not really found an exact recipe that I'm going to follow, so I'm just going to make it up as I go and see how it turns out. So the way I see it, if I completely screw it up, it's just the peels and the pits that would be going in the compost pile anyway, and then whatever sweeteners or, you know, stuff that I end up adding to it. Other than that, it's my time. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to leave my canner sitting on the stove so that I can do it tomorrow night. It is about 1:40 in the morning, and I'm heading to bed. So, all right, guys, have a good Monday evening. Hey, guys, so it is, let me think, it is Tuesday night, and I'm actually home alone. I just walked in from the office a couple of minutes ago. Trevlin is going to test drive a car tonight. Jaden is at work, and Chris is taking his mom out for his birthday. I thought they were going to do something this weekend, but he and his brother ended up deciding to do that tonight. So I am not cooking dinner tonight. There are leftovers in the fridge, and I am just going to do leftovers. I'm kind of dragging butt. I didn't get to bed till after 2 a.m. Last night, and I still need to do the jam and jelly. This is all the peaches that canned up last night, all of them sealed. So now I just have to wipe the jars down, take the bands off, and label them, and put them up in the pantry. And what I'm working on right now, I still have all my canners out. The other one is over here. I don't think I'm going to need 2 of them, but before I dump them and clean them out, I'm just going to see where I'm at. I'm 99.9% sure I'm not going to need both, but better safe than sorry. So what I have going in here is, this is the juice from the peaches that I was canning last night. As I was cutting them over a bowl, I was saving all the juice. And then these are all the skins and the peach pits. That was a child calling, interrupting my video, saying, "Hey Mom, what are you making for dinner?" Said leftovers. I said, "Didn't you take a lunch with you or dinner with you to work?" "Yeah, but I'm still hungry." So he gets chicken leftovers tonight when he gets home also. So I am just bringing this up slowly to temperature, and I'll get it up to like a low simmer and let it cook down for a couple hours, probably till almost 9, and just let it cook, and then I'll strain it, see what I have. I'm going to add some probably swerve to it, or monk's fruit. To me, monk's fruit has one of the least bitter flavors to it, so I'll probably try sweetening it with some monk's fruit, and see if I need any of my thickener. I'm just going to see how it turns out. And then I have my my thickener, my pectin, that I'll put in it. So I'm just going to let this cook down while I go run a few more chores in the house, go take care of chickens and all that, and check a few more things off of my list. Okay, it is about 9:40 or so at night. I just put the jam into jars, and they're in the canner right now. And this is what's left afterwards. I made the jam with the scraps and peels and pressed it all out, and then what's left is just going to go, all this is going to go in the compost bin. So I just pressed it through the strainer and then ran it through another small sieve just to make sure I didn't get anything else in there. And then I used clear gel to thicken it, and I used monk's fruit to sweeten it, and then I added some allspice and nutmeg and just a touch of cloves to the jam to make it like a spiced peach. And this is what it is. I let a section of it cool all the way down. This was just a little bit that would not fit into the jars, and it got pretty darn thick once it completely cooled. So I have a feeling that once this processes and completely cools down, then it's going to be pretty thick. So I'll be able to use it as peach jam or as a marinade or something like that. And if I need to thicken it up, I can always add some of that glucomannan powder if for some reason I needed to thicken it up for a recipe, like to use as a filling in something, you know, in the middle of some sort of a pastry or something like that. So I'm going to finish wiping all these down. I touched a couple of them and they're still sticky, so I'm going to wipe them down again and then label them and get them in the pantry while the jam is canning. So I had Chris taste test it, and I think it turned out pretty darn good. So I'm going to wash up the dishes and clean up the kitchen and let the jam process. Hey guys, it is Wednesday. I am on my lunch break, and I had seen this recipe, I don't know, a week or two ago, and I had just screenshot it on my phone. I think it was from one of the Trim Healthy Mama sites that I follow on Facebook, and someone had posted, they said this is their favorite marinade, and they were asking about substituting the sugar out with, should they put Swerve or Splenda or monk's fruit or what. So I decided to try this, and I am going to sub it out with a sugar substitute and see how it goes. I had all the ingredients in the cabinet, so I just pulled it out. It's a half a cup of olive oil, a half a cup of balsamic vinegar. It said a quarter cup of soy. I do have soy, but instead of soy, I'm going to use these liquid aminos. I just think they're better for you. A quarter cup of Worcestershire, an 1/8 cup of lemon, 3/4 cup of sweetener, 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard or spicy brown. I do not have either, so I am just going to use a little bit of yellow mustard. I am not a huge mustard marinade kind of person, so I just think I'm going to put a teaspoon of regular mustard in there, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And what I have for that, I have this garlic powder pepper mixture, which I've been really loving. As you can tell, I've used like half the container, and I'll just put about 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of this mixture in, and it will hit the mark all the way around for the pepper and the garlic. So this is the chicken I took out a couple days ago. I had that one great big bag, cut it in half, and I've had it in the fridge, and I actually had to just kind of break the pieces up. They were still kind of frozen together. So I'm going to go ahead and just dump all these marinades in here and wrap it up in a towel, toss it back in the fridge, and let it marinate until I get in from work tonight. Okay, I have my chicken marinating. It's going to go back in the fridge. And I'm going to go ahead and make some zucchini tots. I have been really wanting to make these. And I have one giant zucchini here, and then I have another smaller zucchini. I was going to use the big one, but I think I'm going to hold off on that one for now, and hopefully this weekend make some either zucchini bread or zucchini muffins, or maybe even some zucchini noodles, and do like 2 meals together, both using zucchini. So I'm just going to hold off on that one right now, and I just pulled out one of the small zucchinis. The original recipe calls for 2 zucchini, a half a small onion, a half a cup of sharp shredded cheddar, 1/2 cup of parm, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then salt and pepper to taste. I change it up just a little bit. I will make sure to link the video in the corner of how to make them. But I like to add other things to it. Like I'm going to add more onion than it calls for, and I'm going to add carrots in also because I just think it gives it great flavor. I have substituted other cheeses. I have mixed and matched cheeses when I have not had all the cheeses I need. I believe right now I have everything, but I'm only going to work with the vegetables right now because what I do is I run them through my magic blender, or my magic bullet blender, and go ahead and cut them up really small, and then I will put them in a strainer and put something heavy on them to let them drain until I get in from work tonight. Then I'll pull the rest of these ingredients out, mix together, and pop them in the oven. So you want your mixture really dry, and all of these vegetables have a lot of moisture. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them up into small chunks to put them into the blender. Go ahead and get them blended and put them in a container to start draining. So it is about, 5:30 or so. It seems a lot brighter right now than it is because the porch lights just came on behind me, but we are getting a pretty good storm coming through here. And I called it quits in the office early because the power keeps going out. So the power's back on right now, but I got tired of restarting computers. So I'm going to take a couple of these plants that could benefit from some rain and just put them down on the sidewalk so they can get rained on a little bit. And then I'm not going to have to water. And then I'm going to go inside and start a load of laundry. And I don't know, this is like perfect nap weather. No one's home, no one else is going to be home for at least an hour. Trevelyn, it's Wednesday night, it's game night with her boyfriend at his parents' house. Jaden works until close tonight, and I know Chris has a late day. So I am thinking that I may go and steal myself a bit of a nap before I get up and cook dinner. I'm dragging. So I'm gonna go ahead and tuck some plants out in the rain, throw a load in the washer, and see how the rest of my night goes. This is dinner. This is just a piece of one of the chicken breasts that was marinated. It is super, super juicy. I don't know if you can just see the juice that's coming out of that. And zucchini tots with a spinach and romaine lettuce salad with balsamic vinaigrette, feta, walnuts, and then I threw in a couple of strawberries and apples cut up. All right, this is dinner. It appears the girls are doing fine in here. I had them in this first little dog glue. I've got them a little roost in the back of it, and I have a cage door right there that I just put in front of it and put blocks to hold it in place so nothing could get in there at night. And I think that's just what I'm going to do for now. And then in this little dog glue over here, I put a bunch of hay. So hopefully that is going to be their nest box. So if it rains, they can get in there. And out somewhere in the middle, probably close to the tree, I'm probably going to put them another roost somewhere just to give them some elevation, someplace they can get up so they are not tempted to try and get up on the edges of the fence. It's not the fence as much as the gates. The gates are lower, if you can see that. The gates are lower than the fence. And when I've had chickens here in the past, that has been the one thing, is they want to fly over the gate section. So then I have to try and put string or something, wire in between. So I really don't want to have to try and do that, because it's a pain to have to move to get in and get out. So they seem to be pretty happy in here for now. They must be happy not to be molested by the big rooster. And no chicken has been in here in well over a year. So I am sure they are finding bugs to their absolute heart's content. I do have the big water bin here. This is usually for the dogs, but I just have some bricks built up to form a little stair to get up on the edge and get water. And then I excuse me, I have some feed down there for them, but they haven't even come near the feed. They are just so happy out there chasing bugs around. So, and there are tons of them in here. Every time I come in here, there are so many worms and bugs. So I'm sure I've got some very happy chickens in here right now. Yay, they're using the dog glue as a nest box. I was really hoping by putting hay in there they would associate that with their nest boxes, because the only place I put hay are in their nest boxes out in the coop. So I was hoping that they would do that, and it looks like they've been in there flattening it down. So I'm hoping that they will lay in there. Hey guys, so it is 8 o'clock Friday evening. It's been a pretty long week. I am at Walmart right now doing my grocery pickup. I just did a really small order just of a few necessities to get us through the week. I really want to use up stuff in the fridge and the freezer, so I just picked up a few things like milk and half, and the necessities that we need to go through. I went to the bread store earlier in the week on my lunch break, so I was able to get that taken care of. So not too much produce on this order. I like to be able to pick my produce, and I still have quite a bit in the fridge, and I may go to a fruit stand this weekend if I have time, but I'm just going to evaluate what I have in the fridge when I get home so I can meal plan for the next week. And then the week after that, I'm pretty sure, is 4th of July week, and we're actually going to go to camp for almost a week. We don't take off like that, and one of our employees is actually going to be on vacation that week, so we decided to close the office for a few days. Okay, so this is what I just made for Chris for dinner. I'm going to do something similar, but I'm going to have less soup, and my bread is different. I have some sugar-free 40-calorie bread, and that is what I'm going to make a grilled cheese with, and I'm going to omit the fruit. And I have some of those cheese wisps to just drop in the top of the soup right before I give it to him. Jaden is at work. I will make his when he gets home, and Trevelyan's at the gym. So I will make up some sandwiches and put them to the side, and sausage and soup, and everybody can eat whenever they get home. Did you put medicine in it?
Yeah.
Did you put butter in it?
No. It's just a piece of bread that's squished out.
So we are spending the day working around the property and cleaning. I hope to get on the tractor later and mow because the grass is getting really tall, but I am not doing it middle of the day. I'll probably do it when it's almost dark and mow with headlights. But I don't know if you can see this right up here. This is how Chris keeps cool when he's having to work under the cover all day and it's 100 degrees. He runs a sprinkler, and just putting the sprinkler on the metal roof, yeah, it wastes water, but we have a well, so you know, I'm not too worried about it, and we have been getting rain most every day, and the water drips off and the dogs go over there and stand and play in the water. But this is how he keeps cool. He also has a big fan. He's got this big fan right here blowing on him while he's under here working. But the water on the roof makes a huge difference. Hey guys, sorry about the dishwasher noise, but this is right where I'm standing and it's on a clean cycle. I am making a roast today. This is from Kimmy from She's in Her Apron. It was called Jana's Roast. And it's a pack of ranch, a pack of brown gravy, and a pack of Italian with a beef roast. And I have it in the crock pot. It is hot today, and I don't plan on using the oven more than I absolutely have to. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on low and let it start cooking. I'm going to actually do mashed potatoes for the guys tonight, and Trevi has a concert, so she won't be home tonight, and she was doing maternity pictures at the beach today. I cannot even imagine. So hot. But so I'm going to make mashed potatoes for the guys, and I'm just not going to eat potatoes. And then I'm also going to do a salad, and I may do green beans. I have green beans in there I want to use up, and I have a bunch of other fresh veggies. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going. It is 3:11. I've just been cleaning house today, so this should be done by, it's frozen, so it should be done by about 7 when everybody's ready to kind of calm down and cool down. Jaden just left for work, so I will take him dinner up there later tonight, and just run him up something if he wants me to. If not, he'll eat whenever he gets home. And Trevelyn, she won't be coming home tonight at all because she's going to that concert out of town, and so it's going to be a super late night. Okay, so dinner is cooking. I'm letting the pressure out of the pressure cooker. Right now I have the roast in there. I just have 2 plates with a little bit of fresh fruit. I have mushrooms in the micro, and then there are potatoes there for Chris. I don't know, I may add some fresh veggies and stuff to mine, but we are both very hot and very tired. It has been just brutal outside today. I haven't mowed yet. I'll probably wait until dark to get out there and do that. It poured down rain a few minutes ago, so now the ground is just steaming. Even though it's 7 something, it's still over 90 degrees outside. So I have had laundry going all day and working in the house, working on putting up some 4th of July stuff. This isn't exactly my style, but last year during the hurricane, almost all of my 4th of July stuff got damaged, so I've slowly just started kind of adding to it. I like the front porch, but I'll start getting some more of my more patriotic stuff. This is just Dollar Tree stuff so that we have a little bit of 4th of July type stuff up. But I'm going to go ahead and get the plates dished up. I've got a whole pot of eggs right here on the stove that are boiled and cooling. Later tonight I'll peel those and put them in the fridge, so we'll have boiled eggs for the week. Okay, there's the roast all bubbling away. I've got my cutting board. I'm getting ready to pull it out and slice off some chunks and put the plates together. All right, and there's Chris's dinner all dished up, and I'll put a plate aside for Jaden also. Hey guys, so I have not been doing hardly any filming today. It is Sunday. It is almost 7, I have been going all day long. I've been on the tractor for probably 4 or 5 hours today, a big chunk of the day, mowing, moving stuff, and it is high 90s today. Really, really hot. I think I finished up working in the yard and stuff a little after 4. And I had a guy that was supposed to be coming today to take my rooster and then look at some of the babies. I'm getting rid of my Jersey giant rooster. I had rescued it off the road, and it is just too big for my hens and my coop. He's all hunched in the top of the coop, and whenever he has his way with the hens, he just flattens them. Like, they can't support his weight. So I'm gonna get rid of him. And the guy, he was gonna come at 4, and then he messaged me that he'd be here between 5 and 6, and then he texted back again and said 7. So I guess he's just running late, and I kind of put off running my errands and switched my day around so that I could be home at 4 o'clock. And I figured, oh, I'll take care of him, I'll get cleaned up, and then head to town. So I've switched it around. I'm now trying to hurry and finish everything. I'm up at Sonic right now. Jaden has gotten a bad summer cold, and he's just not feeling well, and he's at work, so I figured I would swing through and get him a big Powerade slush, probably make him feel a little better, and drop that by. I've already been to the feed store. I went to Big Lots. I went to Goodwill and found him some work pants, and I'm gonna drop the drink with him, hit Dollar Tree. That's my last stop of the day. And then I'm gonna be heading back to the house to meet the guy at 7 and hopefully get this rooster loaded up, and it won't be too hard because he's big and his spurs are like this big. So we will see how it goes. All right, looks like they're gonna be bringing me my drinks, and I'm gonna hit the road, hit the last couple stops. And just also a little bit of a recap. I have managed to lose all the weight that I had gained back from the couple of cheat days that we had from Father's Day and going out on our date day and our movie day. It comes back so much easier than it leaves. So when I got on the scale this morning, I had lost that plus half a pound. So in this last week and a half, I've taken off about 4.5 pounds, just getting back on plan and really trying to stick with it. So I'm actually picking up dinner on the way home. That's one more stop I have to do just because I don't have time to go home and cook before Chris has to leave. So I'm just gonna go pick dinner up for everybody, and I'm gonna pick up Chinese. It has sugar in it, but I'm just gonna get chicken and veggies and skip the noodles and skip the rice, and that's what I'm gonna try and do, and get regular Chinese food for the guys. But that is the plan, and I'm really trying to stick with it. So I have added Atkins bars. I know that the sugar in those are not exactly on Trim Healthy Mama plan, but they just satisfy that snack thing I need at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get by. And I think that's really gonna make a huge difference. So we'll see how it goes. Hey guys, so it is Sunday evening. It's about 11:30. I am between loads of laundry right now. I'm caught up on all my folding, but I have one in the washer, one in the dryer, and at least one more to wash. I got all the bedding changed and everything, and that's always a big, that's a couple loads on the weekend of all the bedding. So, and that's every weekend. So, and work uniforms and everything. So I'm down to one more load of bedding, and then I think 2 loads of Chris's laundry before I head to bed for the evening. But it has been a long day, and I am checking things off in my planner. And meal planning for next week. I know it's in my fridge. I know it's in my freezer. I don't even have to think about it. I'm just going down my checklist. This next week, I know I have a Zaycon order. I believe on Thursday. I have to double check my planner. In St. Augustine, they've moved it on me like 3 times, and now it is in the middle of the day on like a Thursday. So I'm probably going to have to leave work to go do that unless I can rope one of my children into going and doing it for me. I'll just have to check their schedules. While I am waiting on laundry, I am working on, and we're going to see if it's going to fit, switching my camp bag. I have a book bag that I have been carrying for years. I've had this thing since my kids were little, and I keep it packed with everything when we're camping or riding four-wheelers, or we're going to be in the woods, or we're going to be on the boat, whatever. I grab this bag. This is my go-to bag that it's already packed all the time. It always stays packed. I keep my first aid, a very small first aid supply of stuff in there, but emergency stuff. I keep extra like paper goods, paper plates and napkins and silverware and wet wipes. I keep bug spray and sunscreen, bathroom stuff, because if you're in the woods and you have to go to the bathroom, I have all of that stuff in there. I have extra dog leashes and extra batteries, you name it. So if you need it, I will have it, and it all goes into a book bag. But this book bag was, the whole top had completely ripped. Some of the zippers weren't working right anymore. Like I said, my kids are 18 and 21, and I've had it since they were little. So I needed a new one. I ordered a new bag, and it was supposed to be like this military tactical bag that's supposed to be able to hold like 50 pounds. I'm sure if you put like a 50-pound weight in it, you probably could carry it. But even with all its pockets and zippers, I don't know if everything is going to fit. So I'm about to empty my book bag and see what will fit, or if I'm going to have to get another bag. Okay, so this is my old bag. You can see the whole top is ripped open, but it is a pretty thick, heavy-duty bag, and there's lots of compartments. And this is the bag I bought, which I've not opened everything up. I've not opened all the compartments. I don't foresee this being able to hold everything, but I'm going to go ahead and open it up and see how much I can transfer. Well, it looks like everything is actually going to fit. This expanded out pretty big, and there were some extra pockets. So I have a few things hooked to the outside just for easy access. But on the whole, I think this is going to work. I really didn't think everything was going to fit. I reorganized and repacked all of my Ziplocs, so everything is stocked back up again, and we're good to go for our next trip. So the only thing I haven't put back in here are dog leashes. So it looks like this is going to work, and I'm happy to hear it. So I didn't want to have to go buy another one. All right, I'm going to finish working through my day planner. Got another load of laundry done, and then I will be calling it a night, because I think it's about 12:15 right now. So it's a little after 1, and I just finished going over my planner for the last week. Pretty much got everything done, except for I still need to get a birthday gift for my dad, and I need to make my fertilizer for my tomatoes and peppers. And we still have not finished the chicken run. We both just had projects going all weekend and not at the same time. So that is still on the list, and I still need to make detergent. I still have plenty of detergent, but I'm on my last container of it, so I want to go ahead and get that. And then I did some research on scallop and lobstering dates, because we tend to do that with the kids. For family summer vacations, so we're still trying to figure that out. My zones got done, all my patriotic decor got put out. This next week is the master bedroom, master bathroom, and master closet, which I will be working on. I've already have Jaden's schedule in here, but I don't have Trevlin's yet. My dad's birthday is Friday, and I have to pick up a Zaycon order on Thursday. And I have to finish my meal planning. I've actually done it. I have it written on the board in the kitchen, but I need to go transfer it to here. This is what I know that I have: the spaghetti squash with beef and a salad, marsala wine and mushroom, chicken with sweet potatoes, and a low-carb parm chicken with veggies. So I know that those things are going to be there. And there were a few things that I forgot to order on my Walmart grocery order that I need to get. I did hit all of my stores today. I went to Big Lots, I went to the feed store, I went to Dollar Tree, I went to Goodwill,
and it seems like there's one other store I went to. I don't remember. I dropped off all the donations, so I got everything pretty much checked off, all the major stuff on my list checked off. So it's a little after 1, and I am going to head to bed. I had someone come and pick up the rooster today, and all of the baby roosters except for one, which I'm saving for a friend of mine. So I am happy that they went to a really good home, really nice guy and his wife, and they have a homestead, and they have goats and ducks and chickens and a cow. So it's a great farm for them to go to, and they have plenty of space to roam. So I'm very happy with that. All right, guys, I am going to wrap it up for this week and head to bed.